course, in this day and age, we live in a world where we're inundated with information constantly, and often guys find themselves in paralysis by analysis when it comes to starting just about anything from business to a prayer life to fitness, what have you. And I want to help cut through that nonsense with my Christian, my specifically Catholic audience, and I want to help you get in better shape immediately. And I'm just going to warn you ahead of time, if you're looking for something that's particularly like sexy or groundbreaking or revolutionary, you're not going to get that, because no such thing exists unless you want to be immoral and hop on performance enhancing drugs. And I'm not trying to lay burdens on my brethren that are using steroids, but unless you absolutely need testosterone replacement therapy and it's prescribed by a doctor and you're doing it purely for vanity, then I would say by virtue of that, it is immoral. So unless you're looking for something like that, you can stick around and you'll get some helpful, actionable items that you can implement today. And I want to highlight mainly a couple of things. And again, going to be unsexy, but the spiritual life, the interior life, and growing in holiness in general is a kind of an arduous process, right? You're going through periods of consolation, desolation, dryness, but we still show up because by virtue of justice, we've got to fulfill that, what is owed to God, through our prayer, through our fasting, through holy days of obligation, mass, etc., staying in a state of grace. So I kind of just want to cut through the fat. And so I want to address, first of all, the guys that need to drop some weight, okay? Because I have very direct experience with this. I've lost over 120 pounds, from the period of, was it June 2014? I started my weight loss journey. I was like 306, and me just being a hair over 5'11", I looked like a circle. So I don't recommend that, and I want to help all my brethren that look like circles reverse course. So, and it was August 2015 that I was 190 pounds, and I did a photo shoot. So putting that aside, I had some snide remarks I was going to say about myself, but in the spirit of keeping this somewhat brief, let's just kind of cut straight to the point. The biggest game changer for me as a guy that's naturally a fat kid was tracking my macros. Okay. So I have a nutrition course that anybody can purchase. Just, I can keep my email I'll leave my email in the description box. You can send me an email and I'll send it over to you. You don't even need that because there's a lot of information out there online, but I really think that the course cuts through the fat of it. But putting that aside, every man that's looking to drop some weight needs to buy a food scale and immediately learn how to track macros and keep themselves accountable to a certain macronutrient intake. And again, I want to make this very simple. For those guys that are wanting to lose weight immediately, take your body weight, multiply it by 10, put that into MyFitnessPal, buy your food scale, and learn how to track macros. By multiplying that by around, 10-ish, depending on your activity level, but most guys are pretty sedentary, especially most Catholic men are pretty sedentary. This is going to be a good baseline. So if you're 200 pounds, your starting calories are 2,000 calories a day. The only thing I want you to pay attention to are two things. Number one, it's your total calories that are going to account for your body composition change, whether you're trying to gain, maintain, or lose weight. Obviously, we're talking about losing weight right now. So as long as you stay within those 2,000 calories and you're weighing stuff properly and you're accounting for it properly, you're immediately going to start losing weight. That's it. That was a game changer for me. The other thing that you want to prioritize is your protein intake. Now, you're not going to be 200 pounds of muscle, but you want to aim for somewhere in between 0.6 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight in protein. So that's going to be anywhere, I don't know, I'm doing the math off the top of my head and I'm a meathead, so forgive me. But anywhere from like 140 to like 170, 180 grams of protein. So you're going to want to pick up some good quality whey protein isolate powder that'll help you hit that. And you're going to want to you're going to want to stick with protein sources such as chicken breast, extra lean ground turkey, extra lean ground beef, egg whites, shrimp, tuna, Greek yogurt, again, whey protein, stuff like that. And that's going to be your rotation. I don't care what your carbs are. I don't care what your fats are, because if you're keeping things within your 2,000 calories, your carbs and fats are going to fall in a decent place as well. But you want to simplify this process. Multiply your body weight by 10, start tracking your macros, get yourself a food scale, learn how to do that either through my nutrition course, either through one-to-one coaching with me, or through your own research. And then your calories are going to be set around your body weight multiplied by 10. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, increase your step count. Okay, so everybody has a basal metabolic rate where they're burning a set amount of calories at rest. You can significantly increase calories burned by just getting 8 to 10,000 steps per day. On average, for every 2,000 steps that you accumulate, you're going to be burning an extra 100 to 150 calories. And so if you can work up to 8 to 10,000 steps a day, like me, either having a walking pad because it gets insanely cold here in the prairies, or by walking around outside if you're in a warmer climate, especially as we approach the summertime here, 8 to 10,000 steps a day is going to be a game changer coupled with the macro tracking. And so you can scale that up to 12, 15, 20,000 steps a day if you're particularly ambitious, but just getting up to 8 to 10,000 by itself will drop some weight immediately. And another kind of bonus tip is just eliminate all liquid calories. Don't consume any liquid calories besides your whey protein. I drink a ton of Coke Zero and Diet Coke, and I know the seed oil anti, whatever, really super crunchy crowd are going to come at me for this, but it's had no impact on my health. So drink away, drink mainly water, keep yourself hydrated, but eliminate liquid calories and eliminate your junk food, track your macros, get 8 to 10,000 steps per day, and you're already going to be on your way. And if you just by doing this for several weeks, you're going to be dropping 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds or more. And the last tip, and this is obviously something that I've hammered home for a very long time now, is lifting weights and the importance of resistance training, barbell resistance training. And the reason being is that if you only just do cardio or you only just do steps and you're only just tracking your macros, yes, you'll drop weight, but the composition, what weight you're dropping is obviously very important, very relevant. You want to drop mainly fat tissue and water, right? Water is maybe not as relevant, but you mainly want to be dropping fat. But by being in a caloric deficit, your body's very efficient. It wants to get rid of metabolically expensive tissue. So the first thing that's going to go is any muscle tissue that you may have. So the reason that you want to subject your body to the physical stimulus of lifting weights is, being a beginner, if you're looking to drop weight, you're going to be actually building muscle in this process as well. For somebody that's advanced like me, that's been doing this 15 years, I either have to dedicate myself to a dedicated bulk where I'm gaining weight or a dedicated cut where I'm losing weight. And in the bulk, I'm trying to not get as fat, trying to make it a little bit of a slower process, but fat accumulation is normal because you're trying to gain weight. And the same thing on the opposite side with cutting, I'm trying to maintain as much muscle mass. So I'm not going to be building as I'm cutting. For you though, if you're a beginner and you're just starting to lift weights, you're actually going to be building muscle as you're dropping body fat. So take advantage of those newbie gains by, again, tracking your macros, getting an adequate amount of protein, 8 to 10,000 steps per day, which is mainly going to help with additional calorie burn, and then getting yourself on a good program. And the program does not have to be anything complicated. So you can look for something, look something up online, or work with a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well, of course. So I've got a shameless plug all over this video, just because why the heck not? I also don't believe in gatekeeping. So whatever information, I'm putting out on YouTube is obviously I go way more in depth with my clients. There's a lot more stuff that we get into, but I don't believe in gatekeeping because God knows there's enough people to train out there and God's taken care of me up until this point. So I want this to be helpful, valuable, and actionable for everybody. Do something that's sustainable. So if that's 2 days per week, it's going to be a 2 day per week full body plan. If it's 3 days per week, it's going to be an upper lower full body plan. If it's 4 days per week for those guys that are ambitious, upper lower, upper lower. I recommend everybody that does not have already a baseline level of activity to start with 2 or 3 days. And then after a couple months of making sure that this is a routine, there's a lot of guys come out and they're like flashes in the pan. They'll start training 4 or 5 days a week and burn out after a month. The point is to be sustainable over the course of time. So start with 2 or 3 days, get yourself a gym membership, or if you have a home gym like I do, start working out at home or build your home gym, what have you. But it's important that, yes, you can do body weight, not going to be as effective because you can't periodize or progressively overload your body weight movements. Get yourself in the gym, train at least 2 times per week with the compound lifts, squats, bench presses, deadlifts, rows, etc. Again, tons of programs online, or you can work with a coach, whatever. But start with 2 or 3 days a week. And that's it, okay? By implementing these things from the outset, within the first couple of months, you're going to drop a significant amount of weight. You're going to start to look and feel better, and you're going to start to build some muscle mass, and you're going to feel more like a man because you're building testosterone in the process as well. This has tremendous carryover into all aspects of life, okay? Not just your vitality, your physiology, your emotionality, your mentality, but also your spirituality. Because if you can build these disciplines in the natural realm, when you marry that to supernatural grace that we get from staying in a state of grace and having a robust interior life, it makes you a better Catholic, okay? Lifting weights has made me a better Catholic. I was a really good pagan before. I was degenerate before, but I had a strong amount of natural virtue. So when coming into something as rigorous as Catholicism, spiritually speaking, I'm able to maintain that prayer routine. I am disciplined with my prayer routine, with regards to my confessional visits, going to mass, etc. And these things that I've built in the gym with regards to my body composition and training has had tremendous carryover. Okay, so stop treating yourself like you're a Manichaean where you're just a spirit trapped in your physical body. You're a spirit body composite. And it's important because I'm on a crusade to make Catholic men jacked again. We have to reclaim physical culture for Christ because physical culture belongs to the religion of the resurrection. So that's all I wanted to say. Track your macros, get your steps, prioritize your protein, progressively overload with weights. And for those fat dudes that are wanting to lose some weight, by implementing these things and doing so consistently, not only would it have tremendous carryover into your prayer life, but you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, you're going to perform better, you're just going to be better in general. That's it. So if you're looking for one-to-one coaching, if you want to look how to implement these things and have guaranteed success, reach out to me. I'm always looking for more Catholic dudes to help out. Otherwise, tons of stuff online, and I hope that was helpful. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.